Breaking right now on Today in New York, a deadly shooting at a hotel in Queens. We are live at that scene. A woman attacked inside her own apartment by someone posing as a delivery man. And new this morning, we'll have our first look at the man police are trying to find. Plus, goodbye 2020 and hello 2021. New Yorkers' hopes for the new year following a nearly empty ball drop celebration in Times Square. And good morning. It is Friday, the 1st of January. I'm Pat Battle. Darlene and Michael have the morning off, and that means I'm probably among the first in the NBC family to say Happy New Year to you all and a healthy new year. Emily West is here with us. She's tracking the roads and the rails, but first, let's get to Storm Team 4's Maria LaRosa, who's got today's forecast. Good morning and a good happy new year to you, Maria.
Oh, well, thank you, ma'am. Yes, and you are officially my first WNBC family member on air to say Happy New Year. So I say Happy New Year back and to everyone. And Mother Nature helping us out just a smidge right now. So if you do have to head out over the next few hours, it's pretty quiet. Let's show you the satellite and radar picture. It is quiet, clear, 35 degrees right now at Central Park. We're down to 23 in Poughkeepsie, 32 in Merrick, 22 in Clinton. And you see just a hint of the clouds off to the north and west. That's where we now have the winter weather advisories posted for Pike, Sullivan, Ulster, Orange, Dutchess, Putnam, Northern Westchester County, Fairfield County, also Sussex and Northern Passaic counties in New Jersey for the potential of sleet and some freezing rain. And that's where we think some of that may accumulate as we get to the start of this next system later on this afternoon and evening. So heads up there for some tricky travel. Otherwise, we're sort of easing into it. Cloudy skies, 39 at noon, temperature slowly rising with that rain moving in by later today. All right, that is your New Year's Day forecast. Let's see what you face out the door. Good morning, Emily.
And good morning. As you're traveling on this 2021, a few accidents for you. New York State Thruway southbound Airmont Road, Rockland County accident there. Once you get across heading to the Mario Cuomo Bridge, you got a pretty nice ride. Also on the Goethals, New Jersey bound. Right lane is blocked with police activity, and we've got reports of a lane blocked here with an accident on the BQE eastbound right near the LIE. George Washington Bridge, though, your Hudson River crossings, everything is moving along fine. Pat, back to you.
All right, Emily, thank you. And we're going to turn now to that breaking news, a shooting just hours into the new year, and it has left at least one person dead. 2 other people are hurt. Today, New York's Catherine Craig's in Kew Gardens, Queens, where this all took place this morning. Kat?
And Pat, it is a very busy scene here with numerous police officers. You see all of these police vehicles. We're zooming into the crime scene truck that is right there. The shooting here happened at a hotel, the Umbrella Hotel. 3 men were shot, and we found out just minutes ago one of those victims died. Taking a look at this video, this all happened after 1 o'clock this morning. Gunfire erupted here at the Umbrella Hotel. It's on Queens Boulevard near 82nd Avenue. It's actually very, very close to the criminal courthouses here in Queens. 3 men were shot, 2 of them 20-year-olds. The third victim, a 40-year-old man. There may have been a party here last night, which the victims had been at when the shooting happened. The Umbrella Hotel, we've also learned, has been plagued with problems and crime for months now. Serious crimes that have upset local lawmakers. That includes a hotel guest accused of forcing a teenage girl into prostitution here, and other shootings that have happened over the last few months. And Pat, again, 3 men were shot overnight after 1 o'clock this morning, and then again, one of them killed. The 2 others remain in the hospital. Reporting live in Queens, Catherine Craig, Today in New York. We'll send it back to you, Pat.
All right, Catherine, horrible way to start the year. Thank you so much for that. Well, new information this morning into a violent attack and rape that happened in Kips Bay. Police releasing images of the man they are looking for this morning. This happened yesterday morning at an apartment building along East 30th Street. Police say the man you saw there knocked on a 27-year-old woman's door posing as a delivery man. And when she opened the door, that's when officers say he pushed his way inside, choked her, and sexually assaulted her. Police say the man also forced the woman to hand over her debit and credit cards and her PIN number and then took off. And now, to a commuter alert. The first train arrives in just about an hour at the new Moynihan train hall. The massive project to upgrade Penn Station was, of course, years in the making. The The hall is going to serve Amtrak and LIRR passengers. It's inside the Farley Post Office across 8th Avenue from the current Penn Station. And of course, it is named for the late Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, who championed that project so long ago. And now to the subdued start to the new year in Times Square. The crossroads of the world missing its usual raucous crowds as the ball dropped at midnight. Today, New York's Phil Lipoff, though, was there.
The moment so many have been waiting for since March. 2020 is no more. Welcome, 2021. If you didn't know any better, you'd think Gloria Gaynor singing I Will Survive in Times Square was perfectly normal. But as you know, there was nothing normal about 2020.
But now I hold my head up high.
It's the perfect message as we say goodbye to the most devastating year in modern history. The fireworks went off at 6 and the ball rose into position. But down below, the crossroads of the world, empty. No shoulder to shoulder this year, no massive crowd, only deserted city streets and the NYPD keeping people out. At 50th and 7th, a crowd did gather. The ball was in sight. Selfies will look good from here. It's the new normal.
Forget you 2020, 2021. We're here, and we're going to conquer you.
The city invited special guests to watch the ball drop. 2020 heroes, frontline, healthcare, and essential workers who kept the city going and kept people alive. Among them, Baldwin Davis, a public safety worker. He lost his twin brother to COVID.
Once the ball dropped, I consider it get rid of past and a new beginning.
The hope of so many tonight. And just in case that song isn't stuck in your head just yet,
Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore.
here's to a healthier and happier 2021. In Times Square, Phil Lipoff, Today in New York.
Amen to that, Phil. Turning now to the coronavirus pandemic, and health officials in Florida now say they are seeing the first case of the UK COVID-19 variant there. In a tweet, officials say it was discovered in a man in his 20s in Martin County who had no recent travel history. The CDC is helping to investigate how he may have contracted the more contagious strain of the virus. And this comes as 3 more cases were identified in San Diego, California, bringing the total number that we know of so far in this country to 4. And at least 1 confirmed case, of course, you recall the first one was in Colorado earlier this week. And the United States has now surpassed 20 million coronavirus cases, and more than 345,000 people have lost their lives to this virus. 1 million cases reported just since last Saturday. And this comes as the nation's dealing with massive delays with the vaccine rollout. In Florida, some people who are 65 and older have had to wait in line for 8 or 9 hours to get the vaccine. And many of those sites are operating on a first-come, first-served basis. In Tennessee, the delays are in the form of miles-long traffic jams. And a lot of state officials are calling on the federal government for more help. In New York City, Mayor de Blasio wants to ramp up vaccines in the new year. As of yesterday, some 88,000 people have been vaccinated in the city. The mayor wants to have 1 million people vaccinated by the end of this month, by the end of January. De Blasio says he wants 250 sites to open up for those who are eligible to get those shots. And New Jersey seeing a surge in COVID cases as we begin the new year. Governor Murphy reported more than 5,100 new cases, new diagnoses yesterday, and 90 more people have died. And one borough in Bergen County seeing its own outbreak. At least 24 North Arlington employees and elected officials tested positive for COVID-19, or they're quarantining as a precaution. The number of cases in the borough has more than doubled in the last 2 months. Let's turn to Maria for a look at the forecast. Maria, I hear about some storm on the horizon there.
I think you meant storms, plural, right? Oh, yeah. I'm doing that this morning, Pat. I'm doing that this morning. Yes, we are watching another one. You can technically call this number 2 of 3 just over the next few days. I have my eye on another one. But let's start with this one. It looks pretty nasty on the satellite and radar picture, right? It's winding up through parts of the south and the southeast. We're quiet right now, 35 degrees. So the next few hours, we'll start to see some clouds on the increase, which means you'll get a little sun in here before too long. And then by 3-4 p.m., that rain begins to move in. Notice north and west where that pink is, even a little bit of blue. That's the sleet and freezing rain potential, dangerous driving conditions overnight. So keep that in mind. But we are done with this round by tomorrow morning. As I mentioned, I have my eye on this one. Of course, the one coming at us on Sunday, some rain and snow with that one. I have a first look at some of the snow totals expected. And then toward the end of next week, keeping an eye on another one. So all that in the 10-day forecast.
All right, Maria. Thank you. And still ahead, an arrest in this frightening attack on a driver in Manhattan. But the teenager identified in the surveillance photo says he is not the person in that picture. Plus, some new ways to get fit, how people are planning to fulfill that very, very common New Year's resolution. They plan to do it, though, without hitting the gym. We'll tell you how.
All right, we're taking the subways. Well, they are closed till 5 a.m. for the overnight cleaning. We've got a few schedule changes today for New Year's Day, weekend schedule for Metro North, holiday schedule as well for PATH. So just keep in mind if you are traveling out Connecticut Turnpike, there is an accident, not too much traffic, but it's right near the 825 connector in Bridgeport. Let's get a live check of the Cross Bronx Expressway where traffic is moving along pretty nicely here. Not bad at all right near the Bronx River Parkway. You're watching Today in New York.